I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We're now moving on to the topic of terms and signs in chapter 10 on page 46 of the Grade 1 Discovering Music Theory workbook. And here we come to the topic of dynamics. Dynamics is all to do with how loud or how quiet a piece of music is going to be. Because if you remember, at the end of the day, everything that we've learned so far, all about pitch and rhythm and scale structures and so on, is all to do with playing music. However, we want to get the story and the mood of the music across, not just kind of the maths, as it were. We've done all the nuts and bolts, but now we need to add some expression to that. So we know which note to play, we know how long to play it for, but how does the composer want us to play it? Should it be quiet? Should it be loud? And there are many, many more descriptions that the composer can give us to tell us exactly how to perform a note. And it's as simple as that really, but matters are a little bit more complicated because most of the musical terms, until music got a little bit more into the modern era, kind of into the Romantic period, kind of like the 19th century, the vast majority, if not all of the music that was done in classical music is written in Italian. All of our kind of performance directions are given in Italian because Italy was the centre of learning and everything span out from that, and opera was mostly in Italian for much of the time. And so we need to learn a little bit of Italian. However, it's not as difficult as it might at first seem. And think about, before we get kind of engrossed in these particular terms, I think if you can find ways of understanding how these words work, actually they become very easy to remember then. So rather than just looking at them as lots and lots of separate abstract words, let's just think about the word meanings and how we can remember them more easily. And if you think about the piano, the full name for the instrument, the piano, is the pianoforte. And it literally is Italian for soft loud or quiet loud, because it was the first keyboard instrument since the harpsichord that could play either softly or loudly. Before, on the harpsichord, you were restricted, but the hammer action of the piano allowed us to give grades of tone. And so when you play piano, you play the pianoforte, you are literally playing the soft loud or the quiet loud. It doesn't sound so great in English, does it? And that goes a long way to helping us because we know that piano is quiet and forte is loud, the soft loud. And then we can extend degrees outside of that. So when we double up on that, so that P is short for piano, F is short for forte. If we double up on that, so FF, it looks like loud, loud. We just say issimo. So instead of forte, we say fortissimo. Issimo is extra, more. So very, very loud. And so bearing that in mind, we go to the opposite end of the scale. Excuse me. We know that piano is quiet. So extra, more, very, issimo, PP is very quiet. So kind of these can be connected. And then again, we can kind of go to the middle of the spectrum, as it were, because mezzo is easily remembered as kind of middle or moderate, or half is the literal. And so if we have half or middle loud, it's moderately loud. And then if we have middle or half or moderately piano, we have moderately quiet. And so all of these very soon and very easily become quite memorable. If you just remember, the pianoforte is the soft loud. It was the first keyboard instrument that could play both soft and loud, after the harpsichord that was kind of stuck in one kind of volume, as it were. And then we can extend to extra, very, or middle, moderately, within that range. But what happens if a composer doesn't want us to just suddenly get in stages, in steps of volume? If he wants things to grow or fade gradually, we have the crescendo, which is written cresc as a sort of an abbreviation, and the symbol for that does help us immensely because it kind of opens out, and we can see that the volume is opening out. So a crescendo is gradually opening out in volume, gradually getting louder, and the diminuendo is the opposite of that. We are diminishing the sound. So we can see the root word there, diminishing, helps us. Diminuendo is gradually fading away, gradually getting quieter. And the same word can be used the same meaning can be used with a different word, decrescendo. It's kind of like an uncrescendo. Means the same thing as diminuendo. And so there's a little bit of revision required, but it soon easily makes sense. And so I just suggest that you perhaps have a little bit of revision time, and then we can move on to the next section and we can move on into more performance terms and directions. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.